All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you type good afternoon there in your chat box right now? I see some Vertex people here right now. We see Sir Romy, Sir Kevin, PFME. We have Neil Bryan as well in our Zoom meeting. And I see a lot of people in our Facebook page of 2 as well. So, good afternoon. Again, my name is FQ Farnasio, and let's try to share my screen so that we can have our discussion already. Can you see the screen, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you see the screen? Yes? Okay. So, I believe the screen is seen right now. We are in the chart, right? Tama ba? Nasa chart tayo. Okay, nasa chart tayo. So, okay. Welcome to DuPoint Markets again. And my name is FQ Farnasio. I am the mentor and coach of Vertex Trading. So, we are having a bit of technical issues with our presentation for a while. Let's try to refresh. So, what happened for the last week was very good actually. Last week, we had a very good run on shorts from last week with regards to many other pairs like Euro USD, GBP USD, especially GBP USD. Though we right now are in a critical line of support wherein we have to understand and evaluate the technical conditions as well. So later, let's have a little discussion as to Okay. Let's have a little discussion as well as to what will be the future outlook of the markets moving forward. And backtrack a bit on what happened last week. How did we capitalize on it? Some people in Vertex capitalized or had a 14% gain from their portfolios from last week. So that's very good as well. So we received a ton of messages as to performances that from our discussion that they took in some trades and get aligned with the stimulus of the market. So a little disclaimer of what will happen this afternoon. Any information shared in this live webinar is for your educational purposes only. And basically trading involves significant amount of risks. And yeah, we did good last week, pero any past performance is not actually indicative of whatever future results we will bring. So please take everything I say in a grain of salt and evaluate your financial situation or do consult your licensed financial advisor and make proper trading decisions well. So we are not liable to any losses incurred in this webinar as well. So we are what we call traders. And like I said, this is not a get rich quick scheme activity. This purpose of this webinar is for you to be enlightened that we are forever a student of the market. So my name is FQ Farnasio. I am the president and mentor of Vertex Trading or Ignite Marketing Resources Inc. So everybody wants to become that decent trader and become a master of fundamental analysis, risk management, and technical analysis. Let's face it, that's the embodiment of being a really good trader. And we have to handle things well. Okay. Now, let's get to the gist of our lesson for this afternoon. Many thanks again to DuPoint Markets for
DuPoint,
providing
the one-stop
value
trading platform for
to everyone.
commodities, indices, and currency pairs.
So if you wish to
DuPoint, the one
look into their platform, it's a really good platform. They provide there is someone who is providing feedback in our discussion. Please mute muna. Can you please mute your first for a while? I guess that is ano. Nolan, can you please mute for a while? Okay, thank you. So they have a really good platform. So we have a QR code here in our discussion and or check their websites for their sign up links and all. So let's have a little backtrack. As what I've said when we first started our session and webinar, we had a really good run on shorts with different markets. And we discussed from last week about weakness on policies on the Eurozone as well. And let's try to show the potential of what those are. And okay, I'll just pull out my Discord. So last week, let's have a little recap. In our server, we said in our server that was like December 12th that the Eurozone is currently facing multiple interconnected crises impacting political and economical and social stability of the Eurozone. So we gave also our servers what do we call this? USD as well. And let's try to understand in price what transpired and what happened. So knowing the stimulus, it will be our guide to execution. Can you type guide? Everyone, can you type guide? It should be your guide to your execution. And it's important that we understand that okay, in our previous discussion, Coach FQ discussed that there will be a weakness to euro. Let's relate it to base and quote understanding as well, right? Base and quote understanding, the eurozone is very weak. Euro is weak, and the weakness of euro gave the dollar stability, or let's just say a bit of strength because of euro being weak. So let's try to cross correlate the pair between the euro and USD. Okay, since we are executing euro and trying to purchase dollar with the use of our euro. Okay, given that dollar is very strong, if you are to purchase euro with the use of your euro and you will purchase dollar, this cross correlation action will give us a general idea since euro is in the base side. Can you type base there, everyone? And the quote side is the one that you will be purchasing. So given that the dollar is too strong or stronger than the euro, well, you will only purchase smaller amounts of the dollar with the use of your euro. So basically, it tends to give us a downward potential movement with regards to price. Okay, with that. And that actually showed us from our post last this December 10 over here. December 10, I believe, in our Discord. December 10, December 12 from last week. It gave us a bias of a short perspective from last week. And that, okay, from that move, what gave us a technical standpoint to enter? I believe looking at price action or understanding price action well, series of higher highs and higher lows context, if you are to execute it not on the H4 but on a lower time frame, like 15 minutes time frame, you might like to look into potential structures. Okay, other traders are using structures. Some traders in our community utilizes moving averages as well to use to measure, I mean to give us a sound direction, like moving averages to be used as trend bias. So our moving averages here, let's try to shift the moving average a bit in our chart with our strong point configuration. Let's try to shift it to our 20, 50, and 100 context. Around here. Our moving average is already telling us that it is in a downward potential from our last week's call. And it added bias since the impact of the news is negative towards the euro. It's negative towards the euro. That's a big plus points already in our system. Number two, looking into consideration the trend with the use of your moving average, we know that it is now technically correct to consider as a bias to the short side. So another plus points to it. Another thing that traders should be considering, not only looking into trends, but to also consider how price is. And the series of price action from this context, let's remove this. the series of price action in this context is telling us already that there are a series of lower lows and lower highs. And it is actually respecting a specific moving average as a trail perspective. So this will also give us another sound bias that the pair is now leaning towards a short side. And with that execution, okay, with that understanding, like I said, if you are to check and use just the technical analysis of things, okay, not considering the fundamental standpoint of what we gave in our server and what we discussed, it's actually aligned. Correct? It's actually aligned, and the market just went along with the bias of what we call the stimulus. Because like I said, even if we know the impact of the news, right? Even if we know the impact of the news, if the price is not showing itself, it's not showing in price the potential of what is going to happen based on the impact or based on the stimulus or the guide that we shared. I mean, it's nonsense actually executing if, I mean, you're just going to fight off the trend because what we said is just the impact is telling us that it's negative in euro, but it's not showing in price. It should still be showing with price. You got the idea? Can you type number 1, everyone, if you got the idea? So from last week's trade, we had a short on euro. We had a short bias as well with GBP. Where was that? That was like around this level. We have short on euro, short on GBP USD, and we had another called shots, I believe, with USD CAD from last week. I believe I'm just not sure where I posted it, but also with USD CAD, it created a long perspective. So technically, every bias of what happened from our presentation from last week came about, and that's actually beautiful. Even cryptocurrency made a long run. Right now, it's at 106,000. And we have GBP USD shorting. These are some of the executions in our server inside. This is GBP. This is what happened with Euro USD, and this is what happened with USD CAD. Now, like I said, all these things should be reflecting in price. And what I've showed you is actually the potential of what should we be expecting if we know any going stimulus of the market. And okay, we just visited the chart already. I believe everybody was amazed with what happened with the previous trading competition, and watch out because there will be a second week or another trading competition that will happen. And I just talked to the management and or the marketing team, Sir Nolan here, that they will be setting rules and guidance as to the next competition. And let's make sure that management of your trades will be on point and proper this time. So risk management is the play of the game of the next competition. So I'm inviting everyone, watch out on the first or second week of January for the next trading competition. Some prize pools will be given as well during the competition, and it's much more exciting this time because risk management will be a thing in this competition. So risk to reward, I believe everyone is kumbaga, let's try to understand the importance of risk to reward with regards to executing your playbooks. Now, let's say for example, I mean, the stimulus is telling us on a short scale of our bias with GBP USD from last week. Now, how will we be using risk to reward in this scale? So, for example, from last week, we made the cold shot that GBP USD and Euro USD will be running on shorts because of what happened with the Eurozone impact. Actually, it's because of the rate cut of the Eurozone that had happened, and that they are potentially having 4 more cuts for the next year. And this actually gave more weakness towards the currency. So if you are to execute this, let's say, let's give a little sample. If you have $1,000 portfolio with a proper risk management, okay, given that you have $1,000 portfolio and you are only risking maximum 1 to 2%. Let's say 2% of $1,000. Can you type what is 2% of $1,000? That is like $20 risk, correct? $20 risk. The risks that you should be taking maximum, okay, looking at the technical standpoint, we will be using the technical biases or technical price action as our risks. So maximum that is allowable should be at least on a minimum or a maximum of just $20 in this scale. So with this $20, I mean, this is the part wherein we are to play, for example, our lot sizes. Because depending on how big your leverage is, it doesn't matter that much. It will solely be reliant on your risks on your lot sizes. So for example, this is a 40 pips. 40 pips na risk. Right? 40 pips. Can you type it in there? 40 pips. With the 40 pips risks, how many lot sizes should you be taking with a 20% $20 risks with a 40% risk? Now, the computation of it is very simple. Per 10 pip, you should be risking only 0.10. Okay? Because per 10 pip of it is already $10 per 10 pip. Okay? $10 per 10 pip. So if you get stop loss with this 40 pip, it's already to $20 stop loss. So 10 pips is $10, and assuming we get to the 40 pip already, right, at 0.5, 0.05. So if we get to our 40 pips stop loss, it will be $20 risk already. And if we compute it at $5 per risk, $5 per 10 pip, that's already how much? 5 times 168. So 5 times 160, 16 times 16. Imagine, can you grow $1,000 portfolio if you are to do risk management with just 2%, right? With just 2% of allocation that you will be doing with just a 0.05%. Imagine that's 84 USD or $80 potential gain from this 168 pips, right? So $80, you divide it by $1,000. So imagine that's already 8%, right? 8% of the capital that you invested in. Okay, with just a very small amount of risk. And like I said, this is the importance of using proper risk management. There are a lot of tools that we can be using, that we will be using, or that you can be using for your management of your trades. Now, okay, assuming that happened and that how am I to enter those specific trades? Usually, we go down different time frames and check on structural biases as well. If you did not enter around this level, you can use around some technical biases like these areas for capitalizing on entry points and exit points. Okay? With that scale and using other time frames, okay? Using other time frames as potential targets. So in our community or in our course, we actually use target points on different parallel darvases. So this is a previous price action that might be the potential reward of that 40 pip stop loss, 160 pips gain already with GBP USD. So that is how you will be doing proper risk management. You got the idea, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea of how to do proper risk management? Now, like I said, if we are to do this in a competition, well, that is has a specific rule on management. Even on funded trading accounts, if you try to apply on funded trading accounts, it's important that you exercise proper risk to reward. So we want to preserve our capital well. Well, rewards can be really enticing. Even if you risk just $20 in $1,000 portfolio, that's already 8% of the whole portfolio that we've gained already for the whole week. I mean, let's not be that guy trying to execute things all in and trying to manage things. Imagine you be exercising with $1,000 portfolio. Imagine you be executing a 0.01 or one lot size or lot size 1 or lot size 2 with $1,000 portfolio. Imagine the damage of a lot size 2, right? The damage of a lot size 2 when we are trading. So lot size 2 is $200 per 10 pips. Imagine just 40 pips. This is already $800 risk from the sample we just gave. You got the idea, everyone? So imagine if we get a loss from that execution, you're almost wiped out from your portfolio, and we don't want that. That is why, like I said, we have to understand how risks should be played properly. Okay? You got the idea? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? So with that, like I said, we should be, okay, we should be managing things well. Okay, we should be managing things well. And that is actually the gist of objective. Okay, or like what I've said from our previous webinars, or is gambling really a better option for you? It's okay, I guess, to gamble on virtual accounts, but you can never achieve consistency with that, especially on a very big loss. If you manage it on a portfolio, we don't want that to happen. And gambling is not the best thing that you should be doing with your trading. Gambling, yeah, for argument's sake, people will ask, trading is gambling, right? Yes. What do you think? Is trading gambling? Yes or no? Can you type in gambling? Yes or gambling? No. What are your thoughts? Well, let me answer that. Trading is, yeah, trading is gambling if I'll use the term if you don't have specific rule set. That's why risk management plays a big part on your objective when you are trading. And rules will protect you from unwanted or unnecessary losses, right? So, again, many thanks to DuPoint for providing this
DuPoint,
webinar.
the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices,
If
and
you want to get to know the broker well, do sign up with their link over here. We have a QR code over there. And try to look into managing their portfolios or looking into their portfolios. Their platform is really good. So they have also perks and privilege like what? Weekend withdrawals as well. So huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for this activity. And try to consider also looking into our courses inside of Vertex. We have the PFME program. So it's a license designation given by Financial Educators Association. And shout out to our students here that are in our CTA program as well. So I guess a lot of you guys are looking into the navigating opportunities for the whole week. Are you ready for the impact what will happen for this afternoon? Yes, can you type number 1 if you're ready on the outlook on what will happen for this whole week? So actually, we have a ton of things to consider for the whole week. First things and foremost, with the whole week, we need to prepare. Why? Because there are a ton of impacts that will likely change the biases of potential markets. And what will happen? This is actually not the slide for this one, but let's try to look into economic factors because this week we had already the PMI of Eurozone as well. We have upcoming Canadian CPIs, GBP claimant count as well. later happening 3 p.m. We have another big impact that will happen on Thursday, which is the FOMC meeting. And let's discuss what will happen with this impacts and what are the things to consider for the whole week. So all these things, let's try to discuss it properly. But first things and foremost, I mean, do you know that global interest rates is characterized by significant declines right now, and it is actually um being influenced with what is happening with China right now. Okay, can you type number 1 if you know what's happening in China right now? So the summary of global interest rates and economic indicators, current landscape of global interest rates, like I said, is characterized by significant declines. And it will be critical moving forward with your application. Because right now, it says here that, for instance, the yield of China of 10-year government yield or bonds dropped at around 2.3%. And that's a big thing. Do you know that this global decline with what happened with China is actually a synchronization? Can you type it in there, guys? Synchronized. It is actually a synchronization across countries. And one of which will be affected is actually the US and or Canada as well. So, US and Canada are closely following these trends set by the Chinese bond yields. And this actually suggests global, what do we call this? Interconnectedness, where declines in region can lead to similar happenings elsewhere. And let's try to discuss. Because what are these yields? What are these bonds that we are talking about? Are you guys familiar with bonds and yield? Yes. Can you type bond if you are familiar with bonds and yield? And what are the effects on, let's just say, currencies with regards to pairs, currencies and all, even cryptocurrency? What will be the potential effects of this one? Let's try to understand that government bonds are being issued to people. Okay? Thank you, Sir Edmund. Okay. Government bonds are being issued to people and being offered to people as well, and at a certain percentage of interest. Right? So this interest, or not only government offer this, also corporate bonds as well, is being offered. And do you know that when a bond price rises, okay, interest rates follows, okay, inversely. And if the bond price lowers, the interest rate actually goes on as well. So it's the same thing of what will happen. Now, what will be the effect on this, and what is the significance on this on currencies? But let's try to understand first before we um get to what will be the future outlook of what will happen. So bond prices has a certain face value. So if you be offered a bond price, for example, this is a bond that is being issued by Vertex, for example, at a $10,000 face value for 10 years. So for 10 years, you will be getting 10% of that $10,000. What is 10% of $10,000, everyone? Can you type it in? $10,000. It's $1,000. So per year, you will be receiving $1,000, right? Per year, you will be receiving $1,000. And this is actually one good investment of what people, companies can also do. So people do invest in this one as well. And it also affects, well, let's just say monetary policies as well. And let's try to understand. Let's try to dig deep. Let's just say you are a bond issuer. A corporate bond, example, is being issued to a person. And that corporate bond being issued to that person provides a 10-year, 10% per year percentage at a $10,000 amount. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, year per year, bond issuers, they interest rates go up and fluctuate as well. Okay. And that, for example, what if you get to have a bond right now at a 10% per year? So, okay, next year you'll be receiving $1,000. But what if the following year another bond is issued, or another bond is issued at around 15% per year, right? You got the idea? What if another bond is issued at around 15% per year, making your interest rate or bond that you are holding lower in value? So, what will you be doing as an investor? Okay? So, we have this term called sayang, right? Or lugi. I should be having that instead. Correct, everyone? So, people tend to what? Sell corporate bonds lower at a $10,000. For example, they are to sell this at around for this to be sold, they have to sell this at a discount. Take for example $8,000 for people to purchase this bond at 10%, and people will likely go towards this one. But in a case that bonds drops for that certain year or for that next year, I mean, people will not usually go to that, right? You got the idea? That is why actually it is a big factor for these bonds and interest and rates for also monetary policies. Why are they monitoring this? When price fall, why does it happen? Because higher yields increase borrowing costs. Imagine if you have higher yields at a 15% per year, comparing it to just 10% from the previous year, a lot of people will borrow. Correct? Am I correct? Yes. A lot of people will borrow because bonds are higher, relatively higher. And it actually um, tells people to invest more, and there are a lot of investors. If there are a lot of investors, there will be a chain reaction because government bonds are used to mobilize activities, infrastructures, and provide also labor and employment. Also for corporations. If corporates, issue bonds at a higher interest rate per year, a lot of people will reinvest. A lot of people will invest in that bond rather than selling those bonds. You got the idea, everyone? So right now, the idea that people are selling bonds, do you think it's good for the economy or the policies of an economy if people are lowering down or are looking into their bonds that are going down in its rate? Yes. If you are an investor of those bonds, I'd rather sell it. You got the idea? Yes. If it's lowering down, because who wants to reinvest in bonds if that's the case? It will not promote something for people. And like I said, let's get back to the understanding of our base and quote. Okay, so base and quote in effect right now, like I said, bonds and yields, if it higher yields increases government costs, or it also promotes activity like businesses and consumers, and tightening financial conditions, will likely, well, tell the central banks to do interventions, because a chain reaction to it will promote employment, promote labor. It will do good for the country. It will do good for everything in the economy. But another effect to it will be inflationary. You got the idea? So, with this, if rising bond prices, if bonds are rising, usually central banks do is that what they do to limit bond effects on rising bonds, they have a pause on interest rates and delay interest rate hikes. Usually, they consider doing rate cuts. Can you type it in? If there is a rate cut, okay, an interest rate cut as a monetary policy, take note that it will be a negative effect towards the currency as well. Let's say, for example, this is the dollar, and then you do your base and quote correlation of what I've said. Okay, you got the idea, everyone? Now, inversely, like I said, with this bond effect, if bonds are falling because of what's happening with China, and it will be a synchronized effect with the dollar and the euro and other economies, bonds are falling, prices will likely signal inflation expectations. Can you type it in there, guys? Inflation expectation. Why? Because bonds are falling and usually investors demand higher yields to compensate future risks. So imagine if people will be selling bonds, people has money as well. Correct? Right? People has money as well. So it will in turn as actually be inflationary towards the currency, but the after effect to it will be also a negative towards the currency. So this will in turn become a hawkish policy on what we call rate hike because it will drive inflation, early point, and the interest rate will likely rate hike right after. So imagine the potential if this is the idea on cross-correlated pairs. Okay, on cross-correlated pairs like Euro and USD, like GBP and USD. So central banks may respond with hawkish policies because of this effect. And that, well, on market sentiment on price reactions, if bond prices fall sharply due to investors panic because of what's happening with China, central bank will be do what we call quantitative easing to also lower yields as well. So quantitative easing is provide more for people to actually promote inflation, and that actually for the next couple of days we are to review also the monetary policy of what will happen with the US because part of the what's happening in this whole week will be an interest rate cut of the US, another cut of 25 basis point cut. So imagine a 25 basis point cut with the US, it is actually a negative towards the dollar. So if you are purchasing euro or if you have a euro and you want to purchase a dollar, if euro is stronger than the dollar, so what will be the effect towards the dollar? So this might become a short term. So interest rate cut, coach, the interest goes higher. Interest rate cut, no, interest goes lower. When I say interest rate cut. Okay, thank you, Shannon, for that question. So you say interest rate cut, interest rate goes higher. No, it goes shorter. So if the interest rate cuts, the currency goes short. If the interest rate hike, the currency goes higher. So it is to fight off inflation and or deflation of currencies. And try to understand it in a base and quote perspective as well. And like I said, okay, so this is the impact of what might happen for the whole week. But there are some probabilities that will happen for the next year. Actually, right now on January 2029, people are looking into, let's be updated on the monetary policy and the minutes of what Jay Powell will be saying. But there are some speculations already of a potential rate pause of cut as well that might happen. So let's see moving forward, what will happen? Right now, the going direction of the market is likely on a perspective of a short-term long, okay, coming from its whole move down. But like I said, let's review chart and let's see price reaction first in price. It doesn't mean we reviewed it because of the interest rate and bonds and yield. It will go that way. It should show with price initially. You got the idea, everyone? So price action is still king. So we make sound decisions and look for potential reversal points in the market so that we can execute things better with our trades. So should you be looking at euro because of that potential rate cut of the dollar and that it gives strength to euro because it weakens the dollar, you should be looking at another of a potential move of euro first, like this move, to validate that claim. You got the idea, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? Okay? So like I said, this should be seen in price first. It will be your guide. Okay? It should be our guide with regards to execution. And that we have to make sure to see these things in price first. Like I said, all those things, all those data of what I am sharing will be critical for our execution. Actually, we shared already in our server some impacts on what will happen for the week and potential biases. Let me pull out my Discord for a while. So because of what will happen with the 25 basis point cut, with it and China Central Bank as well. And key things to observe is actually global interest rate convergence, wherein central banks like Federal Reserve and ECB expected to cut interest rate. So since the central bank of the US will be cutting interest rates and also the ECB, it's between who is stronger this time. But since the dollar will be cutting first, on Thursday, and that the Eurozone is still expected to cut another 4 times more, we are now in favor of a long perspective with the euro initially. And like I said, GBP benefits more on euro as well, and watch ECB inflation sentiment on trade setups. So these are our cold shots in our server, but you have to see these things in price first. Puro cut, this is Tagalog, puro cut cross-correlated pairs. So actually, cross-correlated pairs also are in a cut potential. So it will be critical on our application. On a general bias, like what I said here, we are still on a short general bias with pairs. But, okay, we are still on a general bias short with pairs. But because of the monetary policy that is happening, we are looking to create or looking to capitalize on a long perspective with cross-correlated pairs. And like I said, you have to understand base and quote first so that you can execute things properly. And this is what's happening with the currencies right now. For example, you are to execute it with AUD USD. Don't just buy it right away because we said so. You have to have a technical standpoint first that will tell you that it is really now on reversal. Yeah, on a technical standpoint, it is on support right now. It is on critical support levels. But for it to really support, it should at least show you some signs of reversal. You got the idea, everyone? So don't just go buying right away, especially on an oversold position. Divergences can be seen or observed with markets as well. We can use your RSI on series of higher lows context of your RSI to tell you that there are divergences on price action that are creating lower lows. But you have to see some breakout potentials first in price so that you can tell yourself na okay, this is now really in a reversal scale. You got the idea, everyone? Yes, can you type number 2 if you got the idea? Now, this is actually beauty of trying to understand it on a techno-fundamental standpoint. The techno-fundamental standpoint is not that hard to understand as long as you are also foundational with how prices actually work. Actually, it will be critical for everyone's trade execution for this whole week. Because next week, we are now on a Christmas holiday season already. So can you type Merry Christmas to everyone? Okay, can you type Merry Christmas to everyone? Because it's already the Christmas season. And this actually is the season wherein a lot of banks are in holiday. So this will provide very small liquidity in the market, and it will be critical for your trades as well. Why? Because tendency on low liquidity markets, on low liquidity or bank holidays, there is very low liquidity in the market, and that spreads are very far apart. And we might be experiencing some potential slippages because of that one. So if you are to capitalize on the market, do capitalize on it now rather than next week. Okay. Take note that Trump will be taking his seat for next year already, and we have a ton of impacts already as to what will happen with his tariffs effect and all, and taxes effect. So let's do some probably next week some future outlook as well, and preparation as to your portfolio status. Okay? And we want that, correct? So you got the idea, everyone, on how we will be attacking the market and what are in store for us for the whole week. So cross-correlate as well. My suggestion, if you're not looking into trading it right away and finding biases and all, some traders are just trading impacts based on impact results. So that can also be. But you have to manage things well as well if you are trading that. But all these things, it is already given in our server. So my suggestion for Vertex people and some DuPoint people inside of our server that is given a Pathfinder role in our server, do read all the impacts stated in our server and try to understand, but try to look into price first. Okay? Try to look into the price action first before actually executing, so that you will be executing things properly and correct with your portfolio. Any questions so far with how interest rates are and what will be the potential effect? Because we've discussed about interest rates, about yields and all. Any questions? I see Shannon a while ago asking question about interest rates of currencies or pairs. Anyone? Can I call on si Ma'am Ana? How do you find our discussion on bonds and yields and cross correlations as well? So, do you have a mic, Ma'am Ana? Any questions? None so far? Yes? So that will be the whole discussion for this whole week. We are anticipating some potential reversal points in the market because of additional biases of our terminal insights on what will happen on the dollar, given that they will be having a rate cut, and as well as an increasing strength also on the Eurozone because of their rate cuts as well. So a lot of people are typing, namamas ko po, said Sir Kevin. Okay. Fundamentals is more informative for everyone. Thank you, Mama Ana. So fundamentals is more informative. Some of you guys are typing inflation expectations and all. If you have any more questions, just type it in so that we can address. Let's try to check our Facebook and check. Probably you could review as well BTC and others, because some people are asking about BTC as well. So BTC USD is right now at the 106,000 pesos, $106,000. But right now showing some potential signs of divergences or weaknesses in its daily structure, but its daily is still strong. So divergences are there and can tell us that there is weakness. So this is a divergence with regards to our price action versus our RSI. It can serve as a weakness, but like I said, divergences are divergences. We need to see some reversal points first. Okay, those reversal points will be critical for us to validate that the divergence is really real. Okay, so if you are trading BTC, if you want to trade BTC and you are looking into that weakness on its run up, best check on signs of reversal initially. So some signs of reversal coming back around this level or around this level 9700 might tell us that the divergence is actually happening already, or that weakness is actually happening, and a correction is bound to happen with BTC. Well, Trump effect probably would really be good because safe haven, as what they said, BTC can also become a safe haven opportunity, but it won't be good for a long term. It might end up, it might also give BTC a good big correction um, of euphoria, because of the stimulus package of Trump. So might want to look into it as well. So thank you, Coach. Nadagdagan na naman ang knowledge ko sa fundamentals. Overpriced? Overpriced of what, Sir Kevin? No, with BTC, no, it's not telling overpriced naman on our RSI. It's telling us divergences or weakness. So that will be with BTC. With Euro right now on critical support. It's now on critical support, and it is actually showing some small signs of reversal point. But like I said, for us to really see that reversal and weakness to it, we have to see it in price first. So it's the same thing with GBP as well. Okay, and AUD and NZD as well. With USD CAD, it's still strong to the upside. Short term long with EU, I'm looking at it on a short term long, and because of the potential rate cuts following, it might continue on with the speed downward again. But let's see moving forward right after next year, what will be the effect of Trump? Because Trump will print out money, no tax, income taxes, 0% income tax, 10%, 100% tariffs will be actually a good stimulus package on printing money, and it might lower the value of the dollar. Okay, it might lower the value of the dollar and increase potential for euro and GBP for a long side potential. So until that happens, we need to see it in price first. Okay, so that will be the futuristic outlook. It will be also a good long for BTC, but like I said, after everything is said and done, it will also have a good correction as well. And so that's it. Are there any more questions for this afternoon? Short-term long with EU. That's what I am looking at, Sir Kevin. So we have the same biases in our server as well on short-term long, but short siya on a general perspective. But right after the Trump's sitting, let's see what will be the after effect of his campaigns and his moves, because Trump might be giving out more. Which is more accurate, CME group or COT data? I'm using CME group, but we are using the terminals as well, Reuters Econ or Bloomberg terminal. So I think that's more reliable on my end. But if you can't, just go for CME group is okay. So it's free naman, Ma'am Ana. Okay. For fundamentals, actually it's not fundamentals, it's just probabilities on interest rates that they are releasing. On fundamentals, it still depends on you on how you view it on a base and quote basis. So I guess that is the answer to your question, Ma'am Ana. So okay, I guess everything is good. Can I ask, how do you find our discussion this afternoon? I hope you find it insightful. Okay. With bonds and yields, I guess you know the after effect already. There will be potential after effect with your trading as well. So my suggestion for everyone is to try to visit as well DuPoint Markets, or try to also sign up with their links with DuPoint Market. Okay. This webinar is brought to you by DuPoint Markets. So we are doing this every Tuesday. And probably by next week, I think we will be moving it at the evening. So let's see on the announcement from our marketing team. So here are the links of DuPoint. Hello, Sir Nolan. Okay, so if there are any more questions, I guess that's it for this afternoon. My suggestion is for everyone to take everything in a grain of salt and see it in price first. Okay? Because well, we're playing with live money with our trading, and we want to make sure that our trading application is seen as well in price. So if it's not, then okay, review, reflect, then go for it. We can still be on Tuesday 2 p.m. Okay, so Sir Nolan, thank you for that update. So that's it for this afternoon. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a blessed afternoon and another week, another trade for us. So with that, okay, let's just finish the slides. If there are no more questions, do consider checking out DuPoint Markets. We have a QR link over here that you can scan and check and get to see their platform. It's a really fast platform. They have a really good support in the community as well, and also weekend withdrawals, which is what I really like. And do consider checking out our page and our activities as well in Vertex. We have the PFME and we have the strong point that will be happening on January as well for the next year. So January batch is up and open already. Do consider checking our page as well. And that's it for this afternoon. I'll see you guys next week. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.